Hi, welcome, bienvenidos. It's your girl Yesi, and I'm back with another video. For today's video, I'm going to be playing with some of the products in the Pat McGrath times Bridgerton 2 collection. So those two products are the palette, of course, and the blush palette. These are the two things that I got from the collection, so if you're interested, then keep on watching. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the palette. This is the palette right here. This is the front, and this is the back. So it's similar to the first palette. This is just more pinky tone. And if you haven't seen it already, this is what the palette looks like right here. So with the first palette, I kind of used the reds, pinks, and the blue. In this palette, the colors are similar, but this is not a blue, this is a teal. And yeah, it looks similar, but we'll get into this towards the end when I give you my thoughts on the palette. But for now, I'm just gonna start applying the eyeshadow. So far, what I have on the eyes is, well, I did my eyebrows. I outlined them with the Brow Wiz from Anastasia in the shade Ebony, and then I filled them in with the dual powder in Ebony as well, and then I concealed the lids with the MAC paint pot in soft ochre, and then I lightly set that with my translucent powder. So now I'm gonna get into the palette. So like I said, for the first collection, I kind of used the pinks, the reds, and the blue. So in this eye look, I kind of want to use the purple and the gold, because I don't think we didn't have a gold in the first palette. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. I wish I had another matte in a different color, because the one in here is red and I don't want to use that, so we're gonna make it work. So I'm just gonna grab a blending brush. I'm going to grab the Morphe R37. Like I said, it's just a blending brush. And I'm going to grab the color Forbidden Amour, which is this eggplant color right here. And I'm going to apply that to, ooh, my goodness. It's really pigmented, but I'm just going to keep this in this outer part right here. We're just going to use two of the colors. Yeah, I made my mind. It's going to be very simple. We're going to keep this color in this outer part. I'm going to grab a little bit more of the color. Blend it out. Beautiful formulation. As you can see, it is blending itself out. I'm just going to bring it in a little bit. Alright, so that's what that color looks like. Now I'm gonna apply the shimmer Forever Charmed, which is this. It's more like a green gold, this one right here, and it has the bumblebee. So I'm gonna use that on my lid. I'm gonna use that color on my lid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use her Pat McGrath Labs Intensify Eyes Artistry Wands, which is this baby right here. And I'm just going to use this and apply it to this part of this inside part of the lid where it doesn't have any eyeshadow, and I'm gonna take it all the way up into the crease. Now with my finger, I'm gonna go in with that color, which as you can see, it's like antique gold, pulls a little green. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna tap that color first. That's such a pretty color. And I'm gonna bring it into that purple to help it blend. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna grab a brush. This is the Morphe x Mickey and Friends MM2. It's a very tiny shader brush. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit of that color, Forever Charmed, just so I can get in here. Now with that R37 blending brush, I'm just gonna go in and with no additional product, I'm just gonna go in and try and marry these two colors. Actually, I'm gonna grab a little bit more. And you only need a dab because this is so pigmented. I'm gonna grab a smaller blending brush. This is one of the I Live I Love by Juvia's Place. It doesn't have a number, but it's just more like a smaller blending brush. And I'm gonna grab that purple and just go over this right here. Just a little bit. So there's not, so it blends better into that gold or green. Okay, so this is what the eyes look like. I'm gonna jump off camera and I'm gonna do a liner, apply lashes, do the foundation and bronze a little bit, and then I'll jump back in and show you how the palette works. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, and I'm back. So I'm almost done. I left out the blush and the highlight. So here is the blush palette right here. This is different to Pat McGrath, at least this packaging. It's very circular and big. So these are the 3 blushes and the highlighter, and we're just gonna try them. I'm gonna, with this look, I would go with the darkest, but then again, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna go with this color right here, and this color is Budding Romance. So this is Budding Romance right here, and I'm gonna apply that with this brush from I Live I Love by Juvia's Place. It doesn't have a name, but it's just the angled brush, and it's pretty soft. So I'm gonna use that for the blush. I'm just gonna grab tiniest bit, and I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna apply it to the cheeks. Okay, it's pretty pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna grab my stippling brush and I'm gonna stipple this out because the blushes are pretty pigmented. Okay. You can either go in with a stippling brush and stipple the color away. That way it, you know, spreads out a little bit, or you can go in with your beauty blender and just go over it. I'm just gonna use my stippling brush because I think it's easier. And yeah, there you have the blush. very pretty, and it has a like a nice glow to it. Do you see that shine it has? It's like a satin blush, definitely not matte. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the highlighter. For the highlighter, I'm going to grab this Anastasia A23 blush. It's a highlighter brush, and I'm going to go in with the only highlighter in the blush, and it's called Champagne Venus, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to apply that to the cheeks. You can see. And I'm gonna go in on this. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. And my Cupid's bow. Let's pile it on. See how much of a shine. Ooh, very pretty. Alrighty, so this is the finished look. Alrighty, so now let's talk about the palette. So first off, I think the packaging is really cute. Really cute. It's very pink, and then here it has some purples. The palette itself is really pretty. I can see myself using all these colors. They're very beautiful, and her formula is great. I have no complaints of the palette. The blush palette, however, I do love the blush palette, which this is it right here. This is more like a collector's piece right here. So as you can see, it has Pat McGrath, and hold on, let me straighten. Okay, so here's the packaging right here. Very pretty. This is like a collector's item. It has the same design as the palette, eyeshadow palette right here. Very pinky, and then in the back it shows you, it tells you a little bit of the products, and it gives you the names on the back. So the formula is great. It performs just like her other blushes. My only thing with this palette, it's bulky. Yes, it's cute if you have a, you know, your own vanity, and you can just set it on top. But for me, I mean, I do have a vanity, but I also have kids, and they like to touch everything. And besides that, I don't have like a great storage for like all my makeup, and this to me is bulky, and the lid is not very secured. It comes out, so I don't like that. I really don't. That means if I you know, store it like this can just pop off at any given moment. So that's what I don't like. I wish, and I have the first Pat McGrath times Bridgerton collection, I wish you would have brought it out in a palette like this. This is more reasonable. Like if I love these blushes so much and I want to travel, I most definitely can, because it's very thin. It has all my blushes here, so it's perfect. This I can't travel with. See the difference? This is very thin. It's like a palette, but this I can't travel with. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the blush palette. But in comparison to the first collection, the palettes are similar but not the same. Do you need both? Absolutely not. You can get whichever one speaks the most to you. Me, I'm starting to get into her brand, so I wanted to get it. That's just me. But do you need both? Absolutely not. As you can see, they're both similar. The only thing is this one has that gold, that green gold, and this one doesn't. So this one has more pinks and purples, while this is more like well, no, this one doesn't have a purple like this one does. But nonetheless, they're still similar. So you don't need both. I wanted to get both. But yeah. The formula was great. Like I said, it performed like a true Pat McGrath formula, I guess. It's just the packaging of the blush palette that really threw me off. But yeah, I'm still content, and I'm still gonna use my products. So yeah, that's what I think of this collection. It was fun to play with. They're nice. They're nice colors for the springtime. As you can see, I added that teal color to the inner part of the eye for like a pop of color. So yeah, it's pretty wearable. It's a little grunge for me. You know, I like more like where the inner part of the eye is more bright. I like those type of looks. But nonetheless, it's a pretty look. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's look, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.